Okay. First of all, okay, please. What's your name, please? Where are you from? Go.
My name is Vuong.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay, that's great. What do you like about your hometown?
Yeah, I'm feel really proud of my hometown. I was born in Ho Chi Minh City and I was living there until now.
Okay. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm working.
Okay.
My company is CGV and one of the cinema leader in the market.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you. What is the most important thing of your work?
I think everyone need to work, right?
Yeah.
So
You don't have to see that. Okay. So put it away.
okay.
All right. All right. Let's talk about teamwork. All right.
Yeah.
Do you like teamwork? Why not?
Yes, I do. So it's quite interesting when we work with many pupils, maybe different culture and different nationalities. So that is a time or chance for us to learn each other. We can see how the different people with different behavior and different culture.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When was the last time you worked with a team?
Just 1 week ago, I worked with my team in Mekong Delta to figure out how we improve our KPIs.
Do you like to work or study with others or just by yourself?
Sometimes I like to work with others or study from others. Sometimes I need to spend my own time to think about the previous experience and figure out some new lessons.
What is the most important thing for teamwork?
I think that is quite interesting question. What I mean to say is teamwork means we need to discuss with and collect a variety of ideas and finalize only one ideas, and many people will do the same thing with the same idea.
Do you like to be a leader? Why not?
Yes, I do. I want to work as a leader because leader need to have more presence to overview on the situation and need to have enough how to say you need to give out the final decision and we need to be brave sometimes.
Thank you. Now let's move on to talk about name. All right. How did your parents choose your name?
Honestly, my name come from my grandfather. In my opinion, the name of the son or the grandsons, it's come from the half or trim from the giver. So at that time, my family is quite poor, so they want to give the name that my name is Vuong, by the way. So they want the family have the chance to go up. Yeah.
Thank you. Do you like your name?
Sure, yeah, I do.
What do your best friends call you?
My best friend just call my name simply. My first name. Yeah.
Did you have a nickname that they called you when you were a child?
Yeah, I have my how to say, just my family members call me the name like Tai Thao. It's the Chinese name. So it's mean the head very big. The kids.
What names are popular to give to babies in your country?
It's a very trend and very traditional one like Tao or Kuti. They come from the culture very far from very long periods ago.
Is your name common or unusual in your country?
I'm sorry. Can I understand that my how to say my family name, right? So my name is not quite common in my country. For example, I rarely to see the same name with my classmates or my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could change your name, would you?
No. I think I quite satisfied with my name, and I grow up with that name, so I don't want to change.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about jewelry. What kind of jewelry do you like?
I like ring. Yeah. Because I think everybody need to have something to wear to maybe emphasize their personality or characteristics. So in my case, I love to wear ring. It make me feel very comfortable whenever I go to the party or I go to some special event with my friend or my partners.
Have you ever given other people jewelry?
Yeah, I did it. I give a jewelry gift for my wife in her birthday 2 years ago.
Why do people like jewelry?
First of all, I think jewelry is very expensive and very precious. Whenever they have ability to wear the jewelry, that means they are wealthy. The other reason is jewelry make us look better, especially in the party.
Thank you. Now let's talk about fruit. Do you usually eat fruit or vegetables every day?
Yes, I do. I think fruits or vegetable is one of the very healthy foods we need to put in our diet every day. They can provide vitamins and mineral, and that kind of vitamin and mineral is very easy to to pervade by our body. That will make our body become very healthy.
What kind of fruit do you enjoy the most?
I love I love oh my god, trái vải, lychee.
Just go.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Okay, I love lychees, but unfortunately that the season of that fruit is really short. And 1 year I just have a chance to try it one time, and whenever the time is coming, I try to eat a lot.
Did you enjoy the same type of food when you were a child?
No, exactly. Because when I was a child, the fruits I think quite expensive for some families. So especially in my families, my parents rarely bought fruits for us. So I just sometimes I have a chance to enjoy the fruits.
Do most people in your country eat vegetables?
Yes, I think so. Because our country is our country is located in the tropical area, so that is very convenient for vegetable growers. And the weather is quite hot, so people tend to use the vegetable. It's really suitable with their body.
Thank you. Now let's move on to talk about letter. At work or in your studies, do you often write things?
I often write things at the email to my boss, to my colleagues, or to my staff as well. I think email or write something is very important to very common way to communicate during working environment, and it will be the best way to for us to memorize the meaning of the sender.
Do you prefer to write by hand or on a computer?
In bottom of my heart, I love writing by hand, but nowadays the people tend to use computer because we very easy to translate or to translate or send the information through computer system.
Do you think that computers might one day replace handwriting?
I think so, but actually in some special case to show our respect to the receiver, we need to write some things, and I think that kind of meaningful traditional way need to be kept.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now let's talk about history.
yeah.
Do you like history?
Really love history. Yes, I think so, because it shows that how we understand about the humans, understand about the area that we are living. So
Do you
We-
think that history is important?
sorry.
Do you think that history is important?
Yeah, history is really important because whenever the people they understand clearly the history, especially from where he from and the culture, he can feel very proud of their history, or they can know exactly the culture to improve their life inside a working environment.
Do you think that we can really learn history from films or TV programs?
Yeah, I think this is one of the common way for the people to learn history because they have visual attraction. So whenever the people is watching the movie or listening to the audio, they easier to understand and to memorize the information than they read on the book.
Do you think the internet is a good place to learn about history?
Yeah, it's we don't need to waste time to go somewhere to look for some books or to look for the resources for our information. Now internet is very convenient for us. Just by click, we can find exactly what we want to know.
Do young people feel that history is very important?
In my country, I'm sorry that I don't think so, because nowadays the teenager they tend to learn the new things, the modern things like the technical, the lifestyle, the fashions, something they think that is suitable with their life. So they don't want to waste time to go back into the history to learn about the old things. So I think in my country that youngsters need to be encouraged to learn about history.
What is the value of learning about history?
History is actually can show us the real periods in the past, and whenever we learn history, we can find out some very interesting things about country, about maybe about family, about the culture. So the people with the higher knowledge of history, I think they very easy to be successful in life.
Who do you admire the most in the history in your country?
I have many. I have many. How to say. I'm sorry, it's quite hard for me. Um, I love. I admire many people in history. Among of them is Lê Văn Duyệt. He is very famous. Just how to say, just about 200 years ago. So he the one of the founder of the South of Vietnam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go on to talk about transportation. How did you get here today?
I get here by my car. So I think the most popular transport station in my country motorbike.
Do you often use public transport?
Not exactly. I'm sorry. No, in my country. Yeah. The reason is I think I don't feel convenient whenever I use the public transportation in my country.
What form of transport do you prefer use? Why?
I prefer to use a motorbike because in my country or in my city, the motorbike is the most convenient, the most convenient way to go around very easy and because in my city we have there are many small roads, so and some only motorbike can entrance. Yeah.
How much time do you spend traveling on a normal day?
I think around 4 hours. 2 hours for my from my house to my working place, and another 2 hours maybe for traveling around to see my friend or to have coffee with my colleagues.
Do you ever have problems with transport?
Honestly, I'm facing it daily, especially traffic jam. It is very big issue in my city.
Okay, let's talk about friends. Are your friends mostly your age or different ages?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your?
Are your friends mostly your age or different ages?
All my friend is different ages from me, especially higher, older than me. Because my favorite is I love learning new things. I love to learning from others. That's why I try to make friends with other with who is older than me, and they will have more experience.
Do you usually see your friends during the week or at weekends?
I usually see my friend on weekdays, because I want to save my time. Whenever I finish my work, I don't like to go home right away. I try to spend a little bit time with my friend, and I will spend on the weekend time for my family.
The last time when you saw your friends, what did you do together?
We have coffee, and actually we have a long time haven't seen, so we had a lot of things to talk, a lot of things to share, especially our life and our business as well.
In what ways are your friends important to you?
I think we need to have some friend, right? Especially good friend. Sharing is one of the important reason that we need to have friend, because sometimes we will stuck somewhere in our life, maybe pressure at work, maybe some disappointed things appear in our life, and that time we need some friend to share and to be motivated. Yeah.
What are the differences between best friends and other friends?
I think best friend is always friend with every circumstance, and we can talk whatever we want. Maybe we will have some same habit, and we have some same, like I think same personality, and
Thank you. Now, finally, we talk about magazine. Which do you prefer, reading newspapers or magazines?
uh, it depends on the situation. If I want to look for some like information that have a topic, and I want to keep for a long time, I prefer magazine. If I just want to follow the news, daily or very short news, I prefer newspaper.
What kind of stories do you like to read about?
I like to read about history, especially for some businessman history. So whenever I read the information from some famous person, I can find some motivation there, and maybe it can give more experience or some help with my life.
What section do you like to read in a magazine?
Traveling or business story. I prefer to read some new destination from traveling topics, and as I told you, I like to know about some businessman history.
Have you ever read a newspaper or a magazine in a foreign language? When and why?
I had, but I seldom to read the newspaper or magazine in a foreign language. I did it when I was at Singapore, when I was following the university there. So sometimes follow we need to follow some we need to know some information about Singapore. So the student there encouraged to read the newspaper daily.
Do you think reading a newspaper or a magazine can help you learn a language?
I think so, but it's maybe very hard at the beginning time, because it will take a lot of time for us to read more and to research and to learn in by heart the new vocabulary words.
Do you prefer to read local news or international news?
I prefer both of them. Sometimes I read the local news, sometimes I read the international news, but most of them I spend most of my time to read the local news, because it will relate it to some part of my business.
Okay, thank you so much, Daton, for speaking part one.